Now let's welcome the second speaker, Mark.
Sounds good.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters.
Good
afternoon.
Can we do that one more time? Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate the hospitality. And today, the title of my talk today is Nice and Boundaries. And you probably wonder what that means, and hopefully I can explain it here in about 6 to 8 minutes. It is my belief that everybody in this room is a nice person, myself included. So I guess the question I have for you is, being a nice person, can being a nice person have something bad to go with it? That's the question. And most of my talk is really about that. I have discovered that, like you, I am a nice person, but that can be a bad thing, because if you're nice all of the time, that can be a problem. And you know, I've talked about this here in the last few talks, that I'm on this self-discovery, trying to find that better version of me, and I found this area of weakness. Remember, I mentioned I had this long list of stuff, and this is one of the things that I had to kind of address. Why am I nice all the time? Because it's not a good thing. And I look back on that, and when I was about 9 or 10, my mom and dad got divorced, and I thought it was my fault. I always thought it was my fault. So I thought, well, Mark, what can you do to get mom and dad back together? And I thought, well, if I'm just nice all the time, then they will get back together. But that belief is not wrong. Even as a 10-year-old, even as a 50-year-old, that is not a good belief. Because if you think, well, if you're nice all of the time and you'll get what you want, no. What happens is that opens you up to be, how would you say, manipulated or used in ways that you may not have intended. So again, I'm looking at that, and how can I, again, become a little bit better? So I realized that I had to deal with something called boundaries. Everybody say boundaries?
Boundaries.
And that is a tough thing, just dealing with boundaries, and what are good boundaries, what are not good boundaries, what are healthy boundaries. And I had to really kind of focus on that, so I could kind of see what my boundaries were. And back here. So I'm not a good drawer, I'll be honest with you. So I'm gonna have to do stick people, unfortunately. Hopefully you can see this. All right. So really quickly, what I'm going to talk about real quick are good boundaries, bad boundaries, and healthy boundaries. Now, this could be any of us. Not a good picture. Now, I'm going to start off with bad boundaries, or weak boundaries. It would look something like this. I'm sure you might have seen this before, where basically you're saying yes all the time. Yes is going out all the time. I'll just put that up here. And I'm keeping this very simple, that we're constantly saying yes. And it tires us out. And it could put us in a position where we're a little irritated. And I had to, how can I say, accept that way, that I was just saying yes too much, hoping that it would make everybody happy. But it really doesn't make everybody happy, because it's not healthy for me. I'm not coming to you healthy because I'm saying yes to everybody. And maybe some of you are like that, I don't know. But it's not a healthy thing to constantly say yes. That would be what I would consider a weak boundary. We'll just move over here. All right, real quick. Okay. Now, we're going to start with a rigid boundary, really quick. Now, on the opposite side, that would be a rigid boundary where you're basically saying no to everybody. No, I can't do this, I can't do that. No. Now that's not a good thing, because now you're not a part of the teamwork. You're not a team player if you say no to everything. So again, I had to kind of get that in the back of my mind. All right, really quickly, move on to the next one. Now, what our goal is, what my goal really is, to become healthier with my boundaries, so I'm not nice all the time. And it really would look something like this. My drawing's not too good. Where the yeses are coming in and the no's are coming in. So it's kind of a two-way thing. I have yeses coming in, I say yes, but then I say no, where there is a balance. There is a healthy balance to that. And again, it helps me. how can I say this? As a nice person, one thing I have found that I can't fix everything. And we just can't. In other words, I'm that, okay, is it broke? I'll fix it. And I, my wife, it's broke, and we don't have to fix everything. And that's how sometimes we get frustrated because we're trying to fix everything. And then we're consumed, we're trying to fix other people. If they're not happy, I'm not happy. And how can I say this? I said this earlier. It is really the belief that, how can I say this? That if you're nice, everything, you will get everything that you want, but in essence, you really don't. So, again, I am cognitive of this, that I need to set boundaries, healthy boundaries. I'll just take one. Now, I didn't give you any examples of boundaries, but let's just take maybe a physical boundary. Maybe, how can I say this? Maybe one of your boundaries is, I do not hug when I meet somebody. I shake their hand. That could be one of your boundaries. And if you're constantly, somebody's hugging you, they're in your space. So, my goal today is for us to be aware, and me personally, to set those boundaries so we know what our boundaries are, so when we're confronted with that situation, what are our boundaries? Stop, pause, and say, okay, what is comfortable for me? Maybe you don't, one of your boundaries is you don't want to talk about religion or politics. Then set that boundary and hold that boundary. Again, my goal today is I am really focusing in on setting boundaries that are healthy. And I think we all have to figure out what boundaries for us are healthy. Because, sometimes, we're kind of in that middle where sometimes we're this way and sometimes we're that way. And it gets us in a situation where, again, it's not healthy for us. So my goal today is I want us all to find that better version of us, or for you, and focus on the boundaries. There's this book out here a few years ago that talked about don't sweat the small stuff. You might have heard that book. Here is my rebuttal to that. I want us to sweat the small stuff. And what I mean by that is that, let's say you go to Jack in the Box. I'm not promoting Jack in the Box. Let's say you go to Chick-fil-A and you order your Chick-fil-A sandwich with no pickles, and then you get it in the car and you find it's got pickles, and you think, well, I'm 5 miles away, I'm not going to go back. No. Go back and get your burger or get your chicken sandwich right. Sweat the small things. And you will create, and we will create the habit, because remember, our subconscious is watching what we're doing. And the next time that happens to you, you've retrained your brain. So when it happens, you'll know next time, hey, I want my burger right. You're not being mean, you're not being nice, you're not being aggressive, you're being assertive. Saying, this is not what I ordered, and just keeping that in the back of your mind, if that makes sense. So again, my goal today is for us to focus on the boundaries that we have, know what your boundaries are, and when someone or something crosses those boundaries, don't be afraid to assert, and not be nice, not be aggressive, but just be firm in what you believe, because someone has crossed your boundaries.